Thanks for joining us for another Kickstarter Conniption.
Today we are doing an overview of the game Dino Dodge.
As always, we want to make you aware that our overview videos are sponsored in part by our Kickstarter backers and the creators of this game.
Hello and welcome to Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Journeyman Dan, and today we're doing an overview of Dino Dodge from Blue Gear Games. It's a 2 to 5 player game that takes about 15 to 30 minutes to play.
Your objective is to play actions to move your dinosaur around the land to avoid falling meteors while trying to trap your opponents underneath them instead.
Now, they are kickstarting the base game as a standard version, but you can get the premium pledge that comes with 4 expansions as well. So what we're going to do today is show you what the base game is like, and then we'll go through the expansions to give you an idea of what those bring to the table.
We've got a prototype, so let's take a look. To set up the game, set out the land tiles in a circle.
Each player takes a dinosaur and is dealt 5 action cards.
The starting player places a meteor card next to one of the land tiles, and then each player places their dinosaur on whichever land space they choose.
During your turn, you start by drawing a meteor card and placing it above any land you desire.
You then have to play at least one action card, which could move you, move an opponent, and potentially bump an opponent in the process.
You can also play a card with an icon matching your land to trigger different actions, such as moving a meteor.
Each dinosaur also has a special ability that you can play by discarding 2 of the same card, which will allow you to move and potentially make your opponents move as well.
Once you've finished playing any actions, you go to the Sky is Falling phase. Rotate all meteors down 1 and check to see if any are on the boom side.
If so, you move to the boom phase, where dinosaurs will have to play actions to try and escape.
Once all players have had a chance to move out of the way, the meteor impacts and kills any dinosaur who was stuck on that land tile, and that player is eliminated from the game.
If it's the first time a tile is hit, you flip it over to the lava side. From now on, the active player can't finish their turn on that space.
After all this is resolved, the next player draws a meteor and goes through the steps again. Keep doing this until only one dinosaur is left standing and declared the winner.
The game definitely has a take that element as you're trying to push each other and meteors around to trap opponents into places where they can't escape. I personally found it a little bit difficult to keep off of those lava tiles.
Yeah, definitely. And as they turn to lava, it becomes more difficult, as Ryan said, and the game doesn't automatically make you draw every turn. So unless you're in certain situations, that is. So hand management is very important. If you rush to play all of your actions right away, there's a good chance you won't be able to play the right card in order to escape a falling meteor.
So that's the base game. Let's take a look at what these expansions bring to the table.
Dino Dodge Survival of the Fittest brings 4 expansions. The first is Mysteries of Mother Earth. This brings in some aura tokens that are placed on each land tile. Once a meteor hits, the land reveals this aura, which will cause that land to potentially change.
For instance, you might reveal tar pits that make it harder for dinosaurs to move out of that space, or an oil slick that makes you slide past the space when you move. There are also one-time effects, such as the Velociraptor tile.
That's right, the Velociraptor can be moved with the roll of a die. If she ever lands on a space with a dinosaur, that player has to discard a card. You can choose to roll a die and move the Velociraptor to try and attack your opponents, but there is a small chance that she'll come after you too.
The next expansion is Primal Powers. This one gives you a power token every time you use your Dino Power. Those tokens can be used whenever you use your Dino Power in the future, allowing you to add 1 to one of your stats. If your power normally moved you 1, you could choose to use a power token to make it move you 2 instead.
Or you could save up those tokens to make some epic play and catch your opponents off guard.
Expansion 3 is Cataclysmic Events. At the start of the Sky is Falling phase, you draw an event card, which happens immediately.
These events could move meteors, make you lose dino powers, or even move your dinosaurs, among other things. It generally adds a bit more chaos that you have to be ready to handle.
Finally, Prehistoric Pals brings in a pterodactyl and a dino egg. You can choose to roll the die and move the pterodactyl the number of spaces shown. As you move, you can choose to pick up a dinosaur along the way and move it to the final destination. And then, during the Sky is Falling phase, anyone with the dino egg may draw an action card, regardless of if they are under a meteor or if the meteor is booming. These expansions can be played in any combination along with the base game, and they add a different flavor to each game you play.
They also maybe cater to certain styles of play as well. For instance, Prehistoric Pals gives you a bit more control, allowing you to be able to choose to draw from your discard, and the Pterodactyl gives you more escapability. Primal Powers also gives you a bit more oomph without really changing the way the game is played.
If you want a bit more chaos, throw in those Cataclysmic Events or Mysteries of Mother Earth and get ready to hold on for the ride.
If dropping meteors on your friends sounds like your kind of game, be sure to check out Dino Dodge and the Survival of the Fittest expansion on Kickstarter.
And as always, give us a like and subscribe to Tantrum House for more videos like this one.
Thanks for joining us for another...
I moved the camera. Since they're not talking yet.
One-Take Wonders?
Boom!
Oh, didn't record, just kidding.
Yeah.